Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm AndreasG. This is eSports, Twitch or YouTube. Depends where you watch it. Welcome. It's you, me, and this game, baby. Let's head right into it. So as you guys saw in last game, a amazing equalizer by AsZeal. I have eaten some grapes. I got fruit sugar in me, so excuse my energy, but that is how we are gonna do it today. This is the last game. This is the deciding game. Whoever wins this one win the entire encounter between these two players. We are at the well-known map closer here, and the players already spawn in. So this map, as you've probably seen in multiple tournaments before, players spawning in very close to each other, only dividing by the Great Wall of America and Mexico. Between them here, we got the pawn here with a lot of metal, very important. Then you have a huge backside here with some metal clusters. So air, naval, artillery between the bases is going to be massive. Let's dive right into the opening builds of the competitors, as we all love so much to see what they've doomed worthy on this map. So starting with AsZeal, the runner-up in this game, I would call him, as he did equalize. Going once again Legion, a curious choice. We did see this map. We played in the qualifier between Alfie and Gregor. Legion were really put to its limit in that game and really showed some strengths. He won in the end with the nuke snipe. So maybe AsZeal looks to implement some of that into his game. However, we do see him open Walker Factory. He's not going to have access to the com reclaim. Moving over to Ear, he's going to build some Novus with that. Moving over to more bots. So this is a very good normal Legion opening, cookie cutter I would call it, with the Air Factory in the middle there. So stable from AsZeal. On Flubb's behalf, we see the same. We've seen every game these far. Bot Factory up, 2 Fabbers out, 1 Combat Fabber out, more Fabbers out, expanding, reclaiming his commander, going over to Ear. Using a very nice Firefly out here. Have scouted everything that's going on with AsZeal. Nothing gonna surprise him in that apartment. Moving over to bots, because this is a big map, it's a long way, so bots is going to give him the range. However, I would like to see some lobs maybe, or some artillery, so I'm curious to see what Flubb decides here. A big difference between them, as you see, is that Flubb builds close to the wall, so he is can be the subject of artillery fire to destroy his base. However, you also have more firepower right next to here, so you can be the one building the artillery faster, or you can counter it pretty fast. I know you all are screaming now right at me. Andreas, you didn't see the Air Fabber from Flubb. It's crucial. How can you miss such an extremely important part of the opening? This is game changing. This is absolutely disaster. They haven't caught it. Worry not, I have caught it. Here we go. Flubb expanding out to the water. I do want to see a naval factory. Hopefully it's going to secure his presence here long term. However, for now, some metal is going to do it. He got a lot of air. AsZeal does not. So I really like this this approach from Flubb. I think he realizes that AsZeal is not going to go heavy air. He's just not. So if he take advantage of the air fabbers, then AsZeal will not be able to respond right away. And with the best way to take advantage of the air fabbers is in the naval, because then you need Stokes to raid it, and AsZeal don't like tanks either. So very good from Flubb here. Really interacting to the build he's already seen from AsZeal, really interacting to the stuff we usually see from Legion. So I'm curious to see how this is going to unfold. AsZeal starting to catch up in terms of metal. We do know he's a bit behind because of the comer clip. However, Flubb is not using it anymore, so I take that back. And now Flubb got the naval factory up soon. Ooh, AsZeal getting one up for himself. Important here that he does not get scouted, and if he gets scouted, that he can keep the Fabber alive. So let's keep both those in check there. When it comes to expansion around the map, it's pretty similar between the two players. Grabbing the 3 here, moving over to the 4. It's very gradual, this map, so that's why I really like it. Flubb grabbing this side makes this a really important part of the early expansion, if you ask me. AsZeal deciding to not build anything here. It's a curious choice if you ask me. He's probably thinking the Flubb got this area regardless with the holy crap. Need some apple juice to clear that out. There we go. with some artillery fire. Artillery. Just don't mind me, okay? With pelters and such, yeah. Flubb raiding around with some doxes nicely here. He's sitting outside of the base. I think he really needs to move it now, otherwise AsZeal is going to move out and try to clean it up. While we see this encounter, let's take a look at the units. Flubb ahead, however we do know that AsZeal's units are slightly more powered. We also know Flubb had an eco advantage, so Fabus, that's what makes me curious. Flubb with 12 compared to AsZeal 6. A really good choice from Flubb if you ask me. Getting a lot of Fabbers, it's a long way between the bases. So there's a big chance a lot of those Fabbers is going to stay alive for a significant amount of time and being able therefore to build mexes and etc. And as a result of that, we do see Flubb ahead in terms of metal, it's ahead in terms of expansion, and even ahead in terms of factory. So I would support AsZeal's decision if this was Forge, and early raiding and early pushes, even maybe comp pushes, were a crucial thing. However, this is close here, so I much more like Flubb's approach to it. AsZeal building his tier 2 factory in the back here, a very dangerous decision. He does come to defense. However, these bots could potentially moved in and taken out this Fabber, however they have not scouted it yet. Flubb, so close to seeing that this tier 2 factory is going down, does not see it however, and that's really good from AsZeal as this will come more as a surprise. Flubb himself though, 92%, 3 on his vehicle advanced factory. A really good long-term choice here. Not so good short-term, because you really do want units that can be fast and put damage on your opponent really fast. However, that will do for him long term. We finally see the air advantage for Flubb starting to show. And let's take a look what's happening in the naval here. So we're going to see AsZeal's catfishes versus the narvals of Flubb. That is a good engagement from AsZeal. That one too, and he can go on and raid this, very important, and he does so before the torpedo launcher come up. He stops. That's really not what we want to say. See, he really had the units here to put some damage to this naval base of Flubb. However, he decided not to, and I think he's going to regret that in post when he re-watches this. Finally, what we've been waiting for, what I have been requesting myself, Flubb out with the lob. He's going to start to shoot these doxes right in the back of AsZeal's base. He does have a lot of units around here, so it's not going to do such a huge amount of damage, even though it's taken down one mass extractor. However, it does force AsZeal to stay back with a lot of his units, staying passively. I'm curious though to see if he is going to still shoot over. Yeah, he is. At some stage, maybe start shooting on the more of the side or so. We'll have to see. However, here we go. The naval confrontation, however, this time around, I think it's more in the favor of Flubb, because he did get all these torpedo launchers up. They do get targeted down, and the question is, can AsZeal get this down before he gets too dangerous? And I think the answer might be yes. Oh, this is very close. Down goes the torpedo, and he has done it. His 4 naval factories, of course, superior to Flubb's 1 now too. So AsZeal is going to win the naval, but at what cost? Looking at the metal and the economy up there, it just seems that Flubb is so massively ahead, double AsZeal's eco at this moment, much so due to this tier 2 eco, with the tier 2 Fabber outbuilding. AsZeal on his other hand does not have that quite yet, and suffers from it, I do have to admit. So everything seems to be in Flubb's favor. However, finally we do see AsZeal out with some raiding forces, taking down some of the expansions of AsZeal. I just do fear that it is a bit too late. Really have to target down these drifters. I would say Lancer is a hard counter to drifters, but they do have to shoot them, do have to get in close. Crucial that this double barrel laser turret, defense turret from Flubb stays alive, protecting this radar and these 3 mechs is very, very good. We do once again see though AsZeal having the units to secure the naval, not pushing in. I think this is really some of what it's going to cost him in the game. 4 factories in the naval, not even securing it. It's not optimal. Let's just put it that way. Flubb manages to neglect this naval with only 1 factory and some torpedo launchers, and now is raiding with his air. So, ooh, nice use of Novus though, managing to pick off all those bombers. However, the fighters manages to stay alive. So finally, AsZeal getting some tier 2 eco for himself, but is it a bit too late? That's what I'm wondering. Flubb pushing in with 4 tanks here is going to be dealt with by these bots, really good against levelers. However, this is just the beginning, as a much larger force is now pushing in. On the backside, however, AsZeal is finally the one rebuilding over here, managed to raid most of Flubb, however could not reach this because it's only accessed by the naval, which makes it subject to amphibious units and nothing else. However, this engagement here that you all wanted to see, here it is, going in favor of Flubb. And that's frankly pretty much everything that AsZeal got in his defense. I don't know how he's going to stop this, and now he's pushing his units over, and that opens up for these doxes that we've talked about earlier, forcing AsZeal to stay back with his troops. Now he can't, and now these are free to raid. Meanwhile, in the naval, AsZeal can't expand. He does push in, but Flubb manages to defend. Now soon up with the advanced vehicle factory. I like this approach from Flubb, securing the naval in a stylish manner. It's almost like fashion, you know, just build torpedo launchers and go tier 2. It's beautiful. So this enforcer or enforcers is going to save the day for AsZeal, but the question is for how long? AsZeal sort of carrying himself back into the game, but if you do take a look at the mobile unit count, Flubb got 3 times that of AsZeal, which is not too great, and seems now just to be cautious to not blow it, because I do think he got a pretty good chance, pretty good overview over the game of what's going on. I think he knows this is going in his favor. So do see no tier 2 here. AsZeal, let's take a look at what he's scouted. Curiously little, but he does know sort of what's going on, so not too bad. However, what he should be more so aware of is that this massive air force of Flubb can really push in and do some damage. Almost can go for the commander soon, I mean. Excuse my English. I'm just a Norwegian Viking trying to speak this marvelous language to communicate with you beautiful people. But let's take a look at the factory count. Flubb is 2 ahead, but that just simply does not give it justice, as 3 of those factories is tier 2 compared to 1 on the side of AsZeal. So here we see a nice leveler versus enforcers encounter. Very nice to get these lancers ahead of the enforcers, forcing the levelers to shoot them unless they're told otherwise. Flubb with not the intention in the right place does not tell them otherwise, therefore he manages to defend, but that's just for now. As I've said so many times before, this guy Flubb is just constantly sending new forces over, pushing them in the face of AsZeal. AsZeal is going to try to do a Gregor getting up to Decimator, but this force is not going to wait on this Decimator to come up. They're just going to ignore it, and they're just going to push in. And ooh, it does get up though. Flubb really needs to target down this Decimator. He does. He misses with all his levelers. What? It's the gods in favor of Flubb. Of AsZeal, excuse me. There. Oh. Just give me a couple of seconds here. That was the most lucky defense I think I've ever seen. all the tanks of Flubb is missing the decimator. This is a known bug. Look, all these levelers just like, excuse me, but I'm just out of words, to be honest. That should have been the game right there. In the meantime, a major naval confrontation is going down. Flubb realizing that AsZeal is getting his catfishes out, deciding to go Krakens, and Orcas is going to do short on this catfish, is going to clean it up. The drifters are here to push in. New leveler force is coming down. Let's see if he is as unlucky this time around. He's using spaghetti strats though, and being subject to the spaghetti strats, all his units is dying, so not too great out there from Flubb, but we do know he got a massive eco advantage, is now up with his 5th factory quite soon, got tier 2 eco all over the place here. So to me, it seems like it's all about breaking the Legion turtle. He does have the mobile account, but it is going to take some time because it's so massive, and if you got a decimator that can't even be killed, then yeah, what can you say? A very good advanced radar here from Flubb though. Now I should have an idea over everything that's going on in the AsZeal space. Just have the ability to contain him at this point. Very, very elegant of Flubb to do so. AsZeal on the other part is just seeing Flubb approach him from every angle. Not got a huge knowledge of what's going on the map. Just saw here now that he lost his naval, and with that I do think he realizes it's GG. Personally, I think it's a question of time before he blows up. Down shall his advanced power catalyst go. As we all know, he uses black magic, so he explodes with a huge thing. Black magic, black hole, I think, yeah. Ooh, killing some of Flubb's units there, but it doesn't matter too much. So, Legion is officially contained. Now it's just a matter of breaking the turtle and killing him. Building this Hulkin is a good way to start that process. However, this levelers is in my opinion not going to cut it. He really needs to swap over to shellers at this point to be able to target this decimator. So AsZeal choosing to go for the death marks is gonna be nice against the levelers. However, he does have to make sure they don't just target the doxes here. Let's face it, this army group here is starting to look decent, I would say. In the meantime, this Hulkin might be in range of the commander, so we might just see a Hulkin snipe there. Flubb have sort of taken the entire planet now, just turret creeping up on this platform. Ooh, loses a lot of his air to this nice use of Novus. Still keeps the air control. Shooting over here, really nice. However, I do not think they can reach the Hulkin, which really is the biggest issue of AsZeal at the moment, as this one is going to start to wear down his base from back. This is very nice use of death marks. So it doesn't seem like AsZeal wants to capitulate quite yet. Does seem to think he got sort of a chance here at keeping the game going and maybe getting off a snipe. However, we who manages to see everything from a third perspective knows that that is not the case. Unless he can come up with some magic here. This force is starting to look very, very big. I have reacted to AsZeal's choice of not going any ear. No inter in this army. Nice, nice, nice. Still, I do miss those shellers. Could have started to wear those units down at the range. Now it's just taking damage, not being able to deal any. And obviously that's not what you want to do with your units. I would truly like to see some game enders by Flubb at this stage. Really have the eco to build either a nuke or a Titan or orbital or whatever he would choose. Now deciding to push in is going to take massive damages in this, but he do have so many levelers, so I think he's going to push in. AsZeal nicely choosing to push down, push back his death marks. Really good at dealing damage from far, but as these are approaching the base, you really can't back off too much anymore before the base is going to start to deal damage. However, is this Decimator invincible still? That is the question. This is doing some work against the levelers, and now they're coming in close. Can they kill it? Oh, it's taking damage. It's taking more damage. One is missing, and it goes down. And I think with that Decimator going down, power blowing up, I think this must be GG for AsZeal. The Decimator not backing off enough. Have to stay close to the commander. See, they're taking some damages here. They might be able to defend off this attack, to be honest. Flubb not pushing in quite that effectively. But it's just a matter of time, as I've said like 3 times already. As this one is followed up by another push of levelers, which is followed up by another one, which is followed up by another one. So let's just watch this as it beautifully unfolds. Tier 2 eco in the navel, tier 2 eco in the back, tier 2 eco in the base. It's beautiful from Flubb expanding everywhere. Does waste his eco at the moment, but does it matter? Not really. Could have put it into nuke, could have put it into Titan. He does not, it doesn't matter. He's going to win this game, and he's going to go on to winning this encounter 2-1 by Flubb. It's really nice, nice games, I have to say. Especially that second game and the first game and even this one. All of them are nice. I love them all. Can't really choose a favorite baby, can I? Still showing that he is a force to be reckoned with, but Flubb got bigger stability in the game, it seems like, than what AsZeal does at the moment. Playing better when it's played clean. However, AsZeal has shown that he does manage to outthink Flubb. Nicely did so in the second game, beautifully. That's maybe what he would have to do in this game to succeed more. But it's easy said than done. We see everything from third perspective, and with those words, I push something off my desk and AsZeal suicides. GG's. Some very, very good games between the players, and that sums up this game. So Flubb on now, won his first game in round 1, winning his second game. I mean his 3 games. No, wait, what? Nah, winning 2 of his 3 games in round 2. It's giving him 2 points out of 2 possible. Likely taking the lead in Division 2. It's a very good performance out from Flubb. Really shows that he's one of the favorite to win this Division 2. And with that, rank up to Division 1. So it is going to be very exciting to follow Flubb further into this tournament. AsZeal, on the other hand, down 2 games now. He is on the lower half of the bracket. Is in danger of relegating out of this league. So he has to step up his game if he do want to stay. There are still a lot of rounds left. There's going to be another one this week. And then there's 4 more weeks to play. So there's a lot of time to make sure everything becomes right in the end. But it is a warning sign that he does have to fight for it truly to stay alive here. However, everybody will play everybody, so he will get his chances against everybody. And Flubb, a favorite to do good in this league, out of the way for AsZeal. Almost got the victory, not quite. Maybe better luck next time. So let's see. We do have the players in the Discord here, so let's see if I can talk to them.
Wasn't much I could do there.
GG guys, you are live on the Twitch. What do you guys think about these 3 games?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
Wasted quite a bit on
Flubb came up on top.
Yeah. So you're quite happy with the second game, AsZeal? I imagine.
I just saw a bit where I could have done a lot more damage, where my death marks were when the death marks sniped the Hawkings,
when they shot at the
they
Hawkins.
could actually shoot over, and there was 3 T2 power plants there as well that I could have
Did my
taken.
lob do much?
But in the end, I was just way overproduced, way outproduced.
Seemed like you had God in your favor though. That one decimator surviving like 1,000 leveler shots.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
my
that
levelers
was
missed
lucky.
like everything. It's like, what was this? Like, as soon as that decimator went up, yeah, 14 minutes 16. All my like my levelers, I had like 8 of them. They missed every shot.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Okay, but let's approach this chronologically. The first game, Ignis. Any thoughts on that, AsZeal?
It felt so long ago now.
Yeah. So what do you think was a central thing that made you lose that game?
Oh, okay, yeah. So bad position in my com. It could have gone on. It could have gone on a bit longer.
Yeah,
For sure.
the eco's are fairly close at the time.
I guess I have
But
my.
like, I think I sniped. Did I snipe your T2 fab?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the T2 fab was there as well. I was obviously trying to rush up some defenses that didn't help.
I had
Yeah.
to do tons of air micro to get to survive the novas. It's really
Yeah.
quite difficult to run them if you're not careful.
So Flubb, your tier 2 factory was up before AsZeal started his. Do you think that was crucial?
Cygnus.
At Ignis, yeah?
Yes, definitely. That was
yeah,
another thing I remembered. I
Thank you for
made
answering my
2.
question.
Yeah, I made 2 T2 fabs as well out my T2 factory, and I was obviously a bit later than Flubb, so that made it even worse.
Yeah, I knew AsZeal was gonna go for like some sort of bot combination and like levelers wreck the bots, like most things from Legion. So I figured like I better get some tanks up before the bots start wrecking my base.
Yeah, it was a good push. It was a good idea to go all in.
Mm-hmm. So in 2 of the games, AsZeal played Legion when 1 air factories only produced Novas. Flubb, how did you feel about that?
Like if you're behind on air, the Novas are really good. I mean, I just felt that I didn't really feel the need to build like fighters as much because I had like 5 air and I could just build loads of bombers. And I think that probably helped against the smaller raids that could have wrecked someone.
Yeah, so we all know you're famous for spamming air.
What?
You did not do that much of it these games. Was that due to the Legion's entire capabilities in the Novas?
Toss fabs yeah, I was just worried about the anti-air because like those Patriots are so good. So are the Taluses and like the Orb Weavers are like unkillable with T1.
So if you were to play a Legion player right now, how many air factories would you build?
Probably like 3 to 5, and just, like I'm assuming that they don't build air because like if I don't think air's particularly common with Legion right now. So once I can get like loads of bombers, then I can start wrecking the small raids.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so going into the second game at Overcooked Pizza, we saw AsZeal swapping out his late tier 2 with a very, very early tier 2. What made you go for that, AsZeal?
To get it was just to get an early advantage. Yeah, I don't know. It was literally spur of the moment. I made that build up on the spot. I hadn't practiced anything like that, despite doing a lot of practice games. It just felt right at the time, and it worked pretty well, I guess. Yeah, I felt like playing with some what are they called, locusts.
Mm-hmm.
It
Those locusts
turned out really well.
scary.
So you pretty much took down all the energy of Flubb. Was that a conscious choice? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the energy. I thought, because there's 3 mechs at the front, and I thought, I'm not gonna bother getting all those 3 mechs. I'm gonna pass one of the mechs, get that, and then get all the energy, and then try and take out some.
Yeah, the energy was what really lost me. That just couldn't get any production.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had metal, but it was
Yeah.
metal.
I realized energy would be a better target.
So what went through your head, Flubb, when you saw all your energy just going poo?
I thought I was pretty screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
I don't know. I just thought I wasn't really prepared for the locusts. I was just expecting to go for slammers instead, but apparently not.
They came too.
Yeah, the slammers were really like they wrecked my base after that.
Mm-hmm. And then you moved into the last game at Close Air. One thing I'm very curious on is how conscious were you guys of the naval battle that unfolded?
I don't go naval very much, so my only real thing is I wanted to contest it. I wanted to slow down Flubb from taking control of the naval. I wasn't really. I mean, maybe I did invest a bit into it, but my plan was to just
Yeah.
slow Flubb down.
I
on the
was
naval.
really worried about the naval because I think that's really what can change the game. So yeah, I had to get the naval control. So I settled for a T2 naval rush and drifter spam.
Mm-hmm. If I were to say you so that there were several situations there where you could have cleaned out Flubb in the naval, would you be surprised?
I guess probably not surprised. But I didn't do much scouting on it. I didn't give it too much of my time,
I
which
had
is
no idea
possibly a
about
bad idea. But
Mm-hmm.
I basically, you probably saw a few times, I basically selected all the catfish, clicked down the other end, and left it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked back and there's just no catfish. So I assumed it had
scouting
a lot of
for
torpedo launches.
FFs. Lots of torpedo launchers, yes.
Yeah. And then
That's
I was just like, okay, if that's not going to work, I'll kind of hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I even switched my
other-
factories off at one point.
Yeah, I truly think you had a lot of potential to take that naval and with that getting a lot of metal, but then again, I see everything from third perspective. This is way easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight in the naval. It was almost like a little small mini game going on in the naval simultaneously as the rest of the map. That was pretty fun. But thinking ahead now, though, Flubb, you won 2 games here. Do you have plans on winning the whole thing?
I think the plan is I'm just gonna win every game 3-0 in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well that's gonna go.
That must be my favorite plan this far. What would you deem your biggest obstacles in the remaining games?
I'm worried about Alfie and Titan a lot.
Mm.
And like other people too.
So
That mainly.
percent-wise, what do you think is the chance of you winning Division 2?
Probably not very high, like with people like Titan, Pain and Alfie in there. Yeah. I think they're all significantly better than me, so
Okay.
one of them is probably gonna be the winners.
Do you think you could make top 4? And with that, the chance of qualifying to Division 1?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't...
And last question goes to AsZeal. You, on the other hand, losing your first two games. Do you think you got a good chance at staying in the Division 2?
Staying in it? Yeah, I'd hope so.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be alright.
It's still
Um,
obviously 9 games left, so a lot of time.
Yeah.
9? How many people are in? Wait, what?
So what are your ambitions after this 2 defeats?
Well, I mean, I don't mind too much, but like I'm just happy I won one game against Flubb because I know he's a better player than me. He is a
Okay.
good player, and you know that was fine for me. I'm happy with that, and I think there are some other players out there that, you know, hopefully I won't come last.
Yeah, there's obviously chances there. And meeting Flubb, possibly one of the favorites too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the way.
Yeah, and my other game was Nick, and Nick is pretty damn good as well. So
Oh, you faced Nick in the first game. Yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
so I've only played
Possibly
Nick
2 of the
Flubb.
favorites, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got some of the hard ones out of the way.
And then again, didn't you win 1 game against Nick too?
I won one game against Nick as
So
well.
that's
yeah,
2
I'm
games that
happy
goes
enough.
towards tiebreakers, which can come in
Okay.
really, really handy.
Yeah.
So that's very nice. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
So that's it. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure, and we will be back soon. Just follow us on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and everything to keep posted on when we're back. So this is AndreasG signing out.